Hi, I'm Lauren from LSP Actions. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can add one of our March texture backgrounds as a complete background replacement. I do recommend using these as an overlay, as you can see in the other tutorials about how to use these, how to get started, everything you need to know. This is a supplementary tutorial included to show you if you want to maybe replace the background completely, because you can use these as digital backgrounds as well as overlays. So you can do that by hand, or you can use the actions I've included for free. Full background replacement. Hit this and choose the arch that you're going to use. Which one shall we use for this image? How about this one? I want one with quite a bit of floor in it. And at this point, you're going to want to make sure the light is matching. In my image here, the light is coming from the left. In the arch, the light is coming from the right. So I'm going to right click and choose flip. And you can, you can flip afterwards as well if you wanted to. So I'm just lining that up. And when you're happy, you can hit enter, and the action is going to play out for you. It's going to make a nice selection for you with some extra layers that you can use. So just leave that a moment. It's just thinking about it. Now you get a message pop up. A layer mask has been created. You can zoom in and refine your selection using a white brush to reveal areas of your original image and a black brush to hide. This is the first one here, subject. So at this point I recommend zooming in and just making sure that Photoshop has done a good enough job with the selection. See if little bits are missing. A black brush to hide and a white brush to show your subject. So I'm going to switch to black because I want to take some of this off. If you accidentally go over a little bit, you just switch to white brush by hitting X on your keyboard or hitting this little arrow, and you can paint it back in. Photoshop does come with some great inbuilt selection tools that you can use as well. Now I can see it's missed a little of the dress, but I'm going to use a soft brush instead of a hard brush for this, just to really lightly start bringing some of this tulle back in, because we want it to kind of fade. Okay, and perhaps a little around here too, just softening up those edges. Okay, so we can see now we've added it in as a complete solid digital background here in our layers. It's quite obvious that it's a background replacement, so we're going to want to start blending. Above the arch you have a tone blend layer. I recommend increasing the opacity on this one. It's going to start blending the arch with your image, creating a beautiful blend. We have shadow that you can paint underneath your subject. My secret tip for a shadow brush is right click, a soft round brush, and let's squish it in a little bit. Make it nice and big. It's going to look a little bigger on my screen than it actually is because of the video recording software I use. Don't know why it magnifies my Photoshop brush. I'm just going to paint this little bits of shadow on. Now we can start adding depth. I'm going to add, click on the arch, because part 2, edit the arch, you do need to click on it. And I'm going to add editing layers for our subject. If you want, you can drag these to the top of your image to affect both. So I'm just adding a little bit of dark. Turn that down though, I don't want it to be too dark. And create a clipping mask there so it's only affecting our subject actually, because I do want to paint some dark in coming around the skirt. I'm just going to click on our subject with a white brush, and I'm just going to bring a little bit more of our original image back in. We don't want that to be too dark. You can just click around and play with these because it really is subjective to your image. And click on the arch and add the editing layers for the arch. Now make sure you've clicked on it and hit continue. Just add a little bit more choice and option for darkening, lightening, warming and desaturating. I think I'm just going to desaturate this a little bit, make it fit even better with our original image. And I think things are blending a lot better now. just clicked on darken. And there we go. So adding as a complete background replacement, there's our before and there's our after. Two different image choices. You notice the arch has got a Gaussian blur black box here. You can use a white to paint some blur on. You see that? It's painted white. That means it's showing. You can always double click this. It really depends on image size, how strong you need the blur. To, you know, add that blur in as well. Add that depth of field to your image. So that's how to use the arches as a complete background replacement. I do recommend them as a texture, but they do work really nicely as a digital background as well. I hope that helps, and you can watch the other video tutorials on the LSP Actions website or our YouTube channel, and let me know how you get on. I'd love to see what you create with these. I'm Lauren, thanks for watching.